What's up guys, welcome back to my channel. Thank you for tuning back in. I'm back with another Proud Family video, and this is going to be another video about Maya, the character that keeps on giving an attitude. And what are we going to talk about today? The food for thought I have for y'all is, do y'all think Maya was embarrassed of her two dads? You know, we saw the look she gave when Dejanay realized that she had two dads. And obviously, some could say that was justified because we know Dejanay is a big mouth, a loud mouth, and she's messy. And she's the one that caused the hysteria behind it. But there's more to it than that. A few months ago, I even did a full analysis of the episode dealing with homophobia when the school realized that Maya and KG had two dads. And a lot of people were actually defending Maya, saying it's harder to stick up for yourself. But I feel like there's more to it. There's more behind that. Especially considering how Maya is supposed to be the woke activist that could tell right from wrong, and she stuck up for the underdog, right? In a sense, I feel like this was the producers and the writers revealing Maya's weak spot. It wasn't sticking up for herself because we know she can do that. It was sticking up for her dads and defending their honor. Now, of course, Maya didn't owe the kids in her school any explanation, but as a social justice warrior, this was right up her alley. So it's like, what happened, Maya? Cat got your tongue? Or were you too embarrassed to defend them? You can even take this back to when they were first introduced to Randall, right? They had already met Barry earlier in the season, but it was at the concert that the friend group got to meet Randall, the other father. And KG had no problem introducing him. He was actually happy. Maya, on the other hand, was quiet, standoffish. It wasn't me, or did she seem very detached from the whole situation? Just look at this.
What's up, everybody? This is me and Maya's dad.
How y'all doing? Hey.
Then once Dejanay puts two and two together and she realizes, oh, they got two fathers. Just look at Maya's face. KG has a disappointed face. KG has a little angry face, but they focusing on Maya's for a reason. Just look at this face. This is a face of anger, disappointment, embarrassment. She looks furious. And all Dejanay said was, now again, it could be because she knew that Dejanay was going to be a blabbermouth like she ended up doing and being. But that look that Maya gave was almost like a frustrated, angry look, like, the cat is out the bag. Now they know. Now they're going to tease me. Sometimes the most self-assured seeming people can be the most insecure. And maybe having two dads is an insecurity that Maya has and a soft spot for her, which could explain her reluctance to defend them. You can even look at the scene later on when they were in school. People spray painted their locker, people giving them dirty looks in the hallway, Frankie bothering KG at lunch. Usually Maya sticks up for everybody, especially her brother, especially her two fathers, you would think, right? But she sat there and watched. She sat there and said nothing. Now, as we know, KG held his own, but it's like, damn, Maya, did the embarrassment go that deep where it made you a mute? But in contrast, you can see how proud she was to tell Nubia, who was bullying her, that my father is a cop.
Oh, one of your daddies work at the bank? Yeah, and the other one's a cop.
You see, she was fast to say that. She was proud to say that. But defending her two fathers, being her adoptive parents, she was at a loss for words. And I want to bring in the discussion in general for the Proud family to make that decision, to have not only two men be the adoptive parents, two gay men, but an interracial couple. That's two taboos at once. And I know most of us have a nonchalant attitude about this, about same-sex couples, adopting kids. But this was one of the major backlashes. I remember when it first came out, when the trailer first came out, when the pictures first came out, and people realized a same-sex couple and an interracial and they adopted two kids. Huh? And what is the major thing people say with this? I'm not letting my kids watch this. What kind of agenda is Disney trying to push? They trying to turn our kids gay? They're trying to make them think that this is okay? But like I always say, this is a reality that some kids, teens, and adults have, having two parents of the same sex. And the Proud family's inclusion of that in the show was a huge breakthrough, I believe. And I wonder if they're going to go deeper into that. What are your thoughts about them including not only a same-sex couple, but an interracial same-sex couple? Because that conjures up so many debates and controversies and videos and deep dives. People wanted to ban the show. People made online petitions, but that's a reality. And looking at it from the kids' point of view, some may have different reactions to it. In my opinion, I feel like Maya was embarrassed, while KG seemed to be more nonchalant and accepting of it. What y'all think about that? Another point I want to bring up is in my last video about Maya being the real villain of the colorism episode where they got mad at Zoe for being picked by the black guy because she was white. Maya was the one to bring up the idea of Noah only liking white girls, right? And somebody made an interesting comment about that, basically saying there was an underlying hint of Maya being against interracial couples. Like, okay, he only like white girls, he only like Zoe. So what? Your fathers are an interracial couple. You got a problem with that? Do you have a problem that Randall chose Barry to be his husband? Could that have added to the embarrassment? Not only did she have two dads, but she had a black dad and a white dad. Did that make her confused? Is this something she accepted behind closed doors, but in public she was embarrassed by? This could be something they explore in the next season, whenever it decides to come out. And I know a lot of y'all may say it's not that deep. The Proud family won't go that deep. The writers won't go that deep. But they introduced Randall and Barry for a reason. The first two seasons, we see what they did with them, but I feel like knowing the writers, knowing the producers, they have more in store. And Maya having one of her adopted fathers be white also played into that white guilt trope, which I also did another video about, which also featured the discourse and discussion of white fragility and white privilege.
Do something with your white privilege.
Back at Maya's house, she finally confronts Barry with the news, but he is in deep denial, believing there was no way his great uncle owned slaves.
But there's no way of being certain that any of this actually happened.
Maya runs off disappointed, and Randall scolds Barry about his white fragility. He describes it as Barry being defensive about race and even gives him a book about it to read.
Read it. You're on page 39.
So you see all that Maya has went through, all that Maya has to deal with. Not only does she have two dads that adopted her, she has an interracial couple that adopted her, and what else? The white man that adopted her was also a descendant of the slave owner of the town they live in. Whoa. And mind you, this is the episode that the Proud family, Louder and Prouder, ended on. So I definitely feel like they need to unravel that storyline more. Or even talk about Maya and KG's birth parents and the fact that maybe they might want to get back into their life. But she realized she loves Randall and Barry for taking care of them, for taking them in. And with that, I want to ask y'all, what would y'all like to see for Maya's storyline involving her two dads for season 3? Would you like a better look at their family dynamic? Because you know they always focus on Penny because she's the protagonist. But I always say I would love for them to feature more episodes dealing with the home lives and the family lives of the other characters, including Maya and KG, and seeing how she deals with having two dads at home. Is she as embarrassed by it as she is, or as she seems to be in public, or does she have a nonchalant attitude like KG? And I want to know your thoughts. Do y'all think that Maya was embarrassed by having two dads? And do you think them also being an interracial couple played into that? Please let me know your thoughts down below. This should be a really interesting conversation and discussion because like I said, this is real life. Some kids and adults really go through this, really went through this, but you never really hear about it from the kid's point of view, from the child's point of view. How do y'all feel about same-sex couples adopting kids? Do you think that may cause some confusion? Or do you think that if they treat them right, raise them right, provide them with the essentials to live in their best life, it shouldn't matter? Let me know down below. And don't forget to comment, like, subscribe, hit the notification bell. Thank you for watching and listening. I'll see y'all in the next video.